Hi, my name is Andy Midside and today we're going to talk about the Sony A7 II versus the A7 III where I'm filming on right now. So let's get into the pricing first. While you can find the Sony A7 II for a little bit less than €1,000, the Sony A7 III is actually more like €1,800, €2,000. You can actually buy two A7 II's for the price of one A7 III. Let's talk about the autofocus performance. I've had the Sony A7 II for a year and just recently switched to the A7 III. Actually, I bought it and I have the A7 II here because I don't think I can sell it in the condition it is in right now. But the autofocus performance of the A7 II is actually, it's not that good. I came from Panasonic. I had the Panasonic GH3 and I had the GX80 and they performed way better than the A7 II. And I know a lot of people are raving about the Sony's auto performance, but this one is an exception, I guess. And I've heard people talk about the A7S versions that the autofocus wasn't that good, the older ones. So yeah, it's not ideal for autofocusing. For photos it's perfect, but for video it's kind of slowish, and yeah, that's one reason why I upgraded to the A7 III. When I'm shooting video sometimes I need to half press the shutter button to get the video in focus, otherwise it will focus on something differently, what I don't want. And yeah, and sometimes I also have to switch to manual focus because it just doesn't work in dimly lit situations. So yeah, it does have eye autofocus, which is a welcome feature, but the thing is, you have to map it to another button, then you have to press the shutter button, and then you have to press the eye autofocus button and fully press the shutter button to get your photos. Now let's talk about the crop mode that these cameras have. The Sony A7 II and the A7 III have an Aps-c crop mode that you can enable. So you can use crop lenses, for instance, but you can also have a little bit more reach with your full frame glass. I will not use it on photo because you lower the megapixels, but with video it's fine. Although with the Sony A7 II, I noticed when I was using the crop mode that the video started to look, I don't know, it looked kind of cheap, it wasn't working properly. But with the Sony A7 III it's way better. That's probably because it has a better sensor. This one is really old, the A7 II, and was just one of the few first that had this feature. But with the Sony A7 III it's way better. It's now at a point that you can use it without compromising on quality, while they said that with this as well, but now it is. When we're talking about crop mode, there's one thing I really hated on the Sony A7 II, besides the fact that it was terrible, was that I wasn't able to configure it to a button. You had to go into the menu and you had to enable the Aps-c crop mode, while on the Sony A7 III it's just done with one button. It's just one click on the button and it zooms in. So let's talk about the picture profiles. The Sony A7 II has the Cine 124 and S-Log 2. And that's it. The Sony A7 III has the HLG modes. And the HLG picture profile is my favorite profile right now. Because with the S-Log picture profile you needed to overexpose your image and to do a lot of things in post. It takes ages to grade it. And I know there are LUTs for it and such, but I don't want to use LUTs. I just want to shoot the video and do like minimalistic color correction and yeah, be done with it.
So let's talk about slow motion.
Okay, I'm going to talk to you about slow motion. What I really like about the Sony A7 III is that you're able to shoot in 100p or 120p if you're in the United States or not in a PAL country. You're able to shoot in slow motion and to see the end result. The Sony A7 II has the ability to shoot in 50p. Let's talk about the grip. The grip of the Sony A7 III feels way better to me than the grip of the Sony A7 II. You don't see a lot of difference, but you can feel it. And you can also feel that the materials are way better. The things I hated about the Sony A7 II is that the rubber got loose. You can see it here on the bottom side with the card slot. The card slot rubber got loose as well, and also the eyepiece, but it's replaceable, the eyepiece. The other stuff, it just all got loose and I wasn't happy with that. So I'm happy that the Sony A7 III has a way better design. It looks better and it has less rubber, so I don't have to worry a lot, I guess. Let's talk about the battery life. The battery life of the Sony A7 III is amazing. I wish I had that earlier. I had the Sony A7 II and I thought that I would buy a battery grip, and the battery grip was a lot of weight added to this camera, and it wasn't ideal either because you needed to get it out, add 2 batteries back into this system, and it's not that ideal. And sometimes when I was filming a wedding or a party or whatsoever and there was something happening, I saw the battery drain like crazy. I was like, oh shit, I need to finish. I hope it lasts the whole dance or whatsoever, because I saw it draining. I was like, no. One of the features I really like of the Sony A7 III is the ability to record and charge at the same time. I'm able to plug in a power bank and to keep on shooting and don't have to worry about battery life. The battery life isn't an issue anyway, but it's nice to know that you're able to do a long form video and to plug in a power bank without needing to worry that it will die in the middle of a scene. So that's one thing I really like about it. And that's one thing the Sony A7 II didn't have. This was it for today. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about the differences between these two cameras, I know I wasn't going in depth about these cameras. By the way, this one shoots full HD, the A7 II, and the Sony A7 III shoots 4K. I forgot to say that. But I hope you found this info. Let me know if you have any questions. See you later. Bye.